Would you like to experience for yourself the healing energies of 7 color ray therapeutic diamonds? In this video, you get to do just that. Now, I understand some of you may be skeptical. How can I possibly feel the energies of diamonds or gemstones over the internet? Well, it is possible, and one of the reasons it's possible is that particularly healing diamonds, those unique 2% of all diamonds that carry a 7 color ray spectrum, they work, you might say, above time and space or outside of time and space. And so, yes, you can feel the energies. This has happened to so many of my students previously, so I'm sure you'll be able to develop that ability and maybe even have that experience in this video. In any case, whether your conscious mind is able to pick up the energies of these diamonds or not, I invite you to just sit back or lay back and enjoy the experience, because on some level, those energies will be able to help awaken your blueprints and begin, initiate, and catalyze healing processes within your own body. Now, we aren't working on anything specific, so if you have a specific intention, please, by all means, you can state that privately to yourself. Okay, here we go. Now that you have found a comfortable place to receive, pay attention to your breathing and feel yourself settle into the furniture that is supporting you. I want you to feel relaxed and receptive. And as you pay attention to your breathing, notice that it is on the inhale that you are actually receiving oxygen and life-giving energy. And then on the exhale, you are relaxing more and more deeply. You may also take, you might say, kind of an inventory of how you're feeling. Where is there pain, and what is that pain like? How are you just feeling emotionally, or how's your mental capacity? What is it doing right now? Maybe you're worried, or maybe your thoughts are caught up in something. Maybe your emotions are caught up in something. Maybe you are just physically not feeling so great, or maybe you're just fine. So notice that. Try to get a baseline of some sort. Okay, here we go. This is the first one. This is a 1.07 carat, so it's over a carat. And for those of you who know the qualities of the stones, this is an E color and a VVS1 clarity. And I'll just show it to you for those who have their eyes open, but I kind of encourage you to keep your eyes closed through this. And now just tune in. Let yourself bring your attention inside yourself somehow. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be different for everyone how you manage to do that, but it's kind of a restful, meditative place. You might even put your attention on your third eye and look for a light or listen for a sound, because light and sound are healing properties. They are the most essential building blocks even of our physical manifestation. Light and sound combine to produce color ray spectrums, and it's the color ray spectrums that are the most essential healing energy we have. And diamond, 7 color ray diamond, carries those healing energies also, that full spectrum. So it is quite possible that you might see color, but don't try. Just allow yourself to receive. Notice how your energies are settling. Maybe notice how it's more easy to relax and let go of the mind. Okay, I'm going to show you another diamond because it's in the comparison that you may truly notice the difference. So this one was a very high color diamond. Now I'm going to show you a diamond that's a little bit bigger. It's a 1.14 carat, but it has an OP color. This is a lower color, you might say. And this is what it looks like. You can imagine, if you want to keep your eyes closed, I'm just bringing it into your space with your permission. If you wish to receive it. If not, well, you can stop the video or just try to casually observe. You could do that too, if you're not ready to accept and offer permission for the diamond to enter your space. We're very big on permission-oriented work in diamond therapy. Okay, tune into this diamond, receive its energies. Did you notice the difference? It's a little bit easier, you might say. Diamonds with high color, like the E color, the one you looked at before, tends to be a little bit more straightforward. The OP is very gentle, even though it's relatively big. The bigger diamonds, those over 1 carat, tend to be able to influence your life sphere and not just your physical body. Okay, set that aside. This one's a 1.2 carat G color. G color is still relatively high on the color scale. In diamonds, the color starts with D, so D, E, F, G. That's still pretty high up, but it isn't as strong, you might say, as the E that you saw earlier. Notice how things might be shifting within you as well. I'm going to bring the E in again. That's the E. And this is the OP. Are you beginning to feel the difference? It's okay if not. It's very subtle until you begin to recognize it, and then it becomes more apparent. Okay, I'm going to put these away so I don't get them mixed up. This is the OP. This is the E. Now I'm going to show you a larger stone. This is 1 1/3 carat. See if you can notice size difference. This is a K color and a high clarity, VVS1 clarity. So just one tiny little pinpoint away from internally flawless. You may feel its presence a little bit stronger because of its size. Although I need to say that if you find a diamond that is compatible with you and it's only 1/2 carat, I say only 1/2 carat, but if it is comparative to these large stones, a 1/2 carat, but if it's right for you, it's going to be all you need, really. It'll be just perfect. Okay. Here is a 1.11 carat. Here you go. A little smaller. And this is an H color. And let's go back to the 1.31, the K color. Here it is. This one, as a 1.31, it feels big. There's a sense of grandness to it that may have nothing to do with its actual carat size. Every diamond has a unique personality, and sometimes it's easier to put into words than others. And this one was a little easier to talk about. Just a sense of grandness, a sense of encompassing that not all 1.3 carat diamonds have. Okay, I have 2 more left to show you. I'll put these back. I have a story to tell about this diamond. We call it a singing diamond because the sound quality, remember I talked about the light and sound? The sound quality is loud, and those who have the gift of hearing, who can hear things that other people may not be able to hear, musicians, tend to have quite extraordinary experiences with this diamond. That's what it looks like. And so if you put your attention on hearing, you might be able to tune into this one. So my story is that last week I received a diamond therapy session myself from one of our practitioners, and I thought, well, I would work with this diamond at the same time to give myself some self-therapy while the practitioner, the diamond therapy practitioner, was working with me on the phone. So I had this diamond out and I was placing it on certain key points on my body, and then I fell asleep. And when I woke up, it wasn't on my body. It wasn't anywhere, and I hadn't moved at all. I was completely still. So very carefully I got up, I checked the sheets, I couldn't find it. I asked my husband to come help me, and he took apart the bed because I was laying on the bed, took all the sheets off, shook them all out, got out the broom and the dust thing and dusted underneath the bed, everywhere, furniture. We moved furniture because sometimes diamonds can travel when they fall. And all the while, as I'm looking around the room, I can hear the diamond. So I know it's somewhere in the room. And I thought, I will move from one side of the room to the other side of the room to see if the sound is louder. And it wasn't. And I thought, well, that's really odd. I checked my clothing again and it wasn't there, but the sound was really loud. And then I happened to notice that way over on the inside of my bra, way over on the side, was the diamond. And how it had traveled inside my clothing in that way, I will never know. But the point of the story is that while I was trying to understand why is this experience happening to me, I realized, you know what? This diamond that I thought might be mine, I can live without it. I can be okay if I never find this diamond in the room, even though I could hear it. I'm okay. And then I realized, the purpose of this experience was because it was time for this diamond to find a home. I could let it go. And so that's why I'm presenting it to you now. Here it is again. Very special diamond. We have never, in all my, I've been looking at diamonds starting in the 1980s. I've never come across a diamond that had a sound that I could hear. And we could hear it as soon as I saw it for the very first time. It's extraordinary. Okay, I'll give you another couple of seconds of quiet so you can tune in. Okay. Gratitude to all of our diamonds, but I have one more to show you. I'm going to leave you on an upbeat note because this diamond is a sparkler. In fact, it's a very strong sparkler. We label those diamonds sparklers, the ones that not only emanate color rays, share color rays, but project the individual colors and individual spectrums with a kind of joyful exuberance, kind of like fireworks. It reminds me of fireworks. That's why I call it a sparkler. So as you tune into this one, this is a 0.73. So it's just under 3/4 of a carat. And it is a G color, D-E-F-G, so pretty high on the color scale. And it's a VVS 1, again, 1 pinpoint away from internally flawless. So see if you can feel that energizing feeling that comes when you're being just filled, actively filled with color and life-giving energy. See if you can notice what that's like. This may also be a good time to revisit that baseline, that internal inventory that you gave yourself at the beginning of this experience. And notice how things have changed. Notice what's the same. Notice how you are different, how your mental activity has shifted, your emotional well-being has shifted. Even your physical body may have shifted. I'm Isabelle Morton. I am the founder of Gem Formulas and the Gemstone Therapy Institute. If you'd like to learn more about healing diamonds, I have a website called healingdiamonds.org. You can find out all about them there. And if you'd like to book a concierge session where you can have an individual experience of any diamonds that you may be interested in, check out the link below. It's a link where you can schedule your diamond therapy concierge session.